Stay tuned for Wrestling with Computers, the show that explains technology. Go get your computer and turn it on and get something to write with, because we're off to the world of technology and you're going to want to take notes. Welcome to Wrestling with Computers. I'm Wrestling Brewster from Brewster PC Solutions, and we're here to talk about the death of XP. Just basically so everybody has the knowledge of what's going on, as of August 8th, XP is no longer being supported. Just a little history on XP. The first Windows XP version hit the market in 2001. Today, it's a dinosaur among operating systems in the fast-moving internet world. Worldwide, XP is installed on about 1/3 of all computers, and the very fact that the system is still commonly used all over the world makes it a global risk. Since its launch, Microsoft has released about 100 security updates every year to protect the operating system against attacks. But, as I said, as of April 8th, Microsoft has ended all technical support for XP, which means they will no longer be security updates. Up to 250,000 computer viruses come into circulations every day. That's 3 per second. Entire industries are specialized in cybercrime. These globally active criminal organizations are just waiting for security gaps like the ones that will open up with XP. There's already been a surge on attacks on XP computers lately. After 13 years of its loyal service, Microsoft has finally cut off support for Windows XP, which means the company won't be issuing further security updates for it. But plenty of people are going to keep using XP anyway. It's still operating in machines everywhere, from ATMs and point-of-sale systems to computers at government agencies and large corporations. So what does the end of support really mean to you? Microsoft has moved on to Windows 8 as the core operating system for businesses. So it will no longer provide software updates for XP machines from Windows Update. Technical assistance will no longer be available, and Microsoft Security Essentials downloads are not going to be available. Anyone who has Microsoft Security Essentials already installed will continue to get anti-malware signature updates for a limited time. That's pretty huge, because a lot of people rely on Windows Security Essentials as their security antivirus. So you really need to realize that it's not going to be a viable entity anymore, and you're not going to be secure with that. Along with security, Windows Updates also provides XP users software updates, such as new drivers. That will not happen anymore, so hardware will become less and less reliable over time. Basically, what that means is when a driver is the software that communicates with one piece of hardware to another, usually with a computer to like an external USB drive or a printer. And it's going to be harder and harder for XP machines to work with new hardware, even old hardware. So you're going to start to have problems. Norman Pullman of the Institute for Internet Security in Germany says it will be risky to access the internet using an XP computer from now on. If you continue to use XP, not only are you endangering yourself, but because your computer can be attacked and the data be stolen, but also endangering others. There is no alternative to new software. People are being negligent, Pullman says, if they don't change over the new operating system now. Basically what that means is when you get a virus or something attacks your system, if your system is attached to the internet or in a intranet which connects to other computers, it starts to auto-populate and go from computer to computer to computer. So any virus or hack that comes into one computer can go to multiple computers across the internet and across the world. You also need to watch out for the Heartbleed bug. The dangerous Heartbleed bug does not affect Windows machines as far as known as at this point, but it does attack websites that XP machines will connect to. No security patches for Windows XP means the Heartbleed vulnerability creates another layer of dangers. Websites that have not updated their Open SSL certificate could be targeted of Heartbleed, and it's possible that information from an unprotected laptop could be exposed. I'll go into Heartbleed a little later. But a little bit of good news is that Windows XP users are not completely helpless, because Microsoft will allow downloads of existing patches, the patches they already have. Microsoft Windows Update will still be the home for existing patches. Antivirus software is readily available off the shelf, and it's a good idea to grab one of those as well. Every standard desktop security risk that a computer faces will be amplified, though, because there are no fixes being written by Microsoft, says Chief Scott Kinka, Chief Technology Officer at Evolved IP. Microsoft has also stopped supporting Office 2003. Many third-party developers will follow suit to this, and support for XP-compatible versions of their own software may not be available. Users will not be able to call those manufacturers for assistance with critical software that runs XP. So basically what that's saying is that software that you use right now with XP might not be available soon. You might not be able to install something that you used to be installed. A lot of people use XP because of the software that is installed on that computer. They can't either run, or they're afraid of problems with a different operating system. Wolfgang Kedek, Chief Technology Officer for Qualys, says there are 3 types of users who continue to use XP. Those unaware of the impending end of support, those who don't care, and those who use Windows XP specific software or applications. The third category is those that we can more effectively encourage to move over to a more secure operating system. You don't have to abandon or change the application you use just because Windows XP is losing its support. A common misconception. Users can simply isolate the application and run them via the built-in Windows XP mode within Windows 7. That comes with the Windows 7 Pro, Enterprise, or Ultimate editions. So basically what that means is that you can get a computer with Windows 7, which we're all suggesting you get. And Windows 7 has kind of a virtual XP mode. So you can run that mode inside your actual Windows 7. So you have both of them at the same time. You can switch, and you can still use that software that only works with Windows XP. So you can still manipulate the software so that you can still get into it. So this is a great feature for people who have software that is XP dependent, that it can only run on XP. So you can run it in a virtual atmosphere that continually lets you use that. Brewster PC Solutions strongly urges all of our clients to move away from XP and onto Windows 7 because of the security features and because of all the hacks that could come in. XP is going to explode with viruses because all of the hackers and everybody else knows that there's going to be a hole. Microsoft isn't looking at it. Microsoft isn't fixing any holes. So Brewster PC Solutions wants you to move to Windows 7. We're not impressed with Windows 8. We're not pushing Windows 8. Microsoft has said they don't really care if you move to Windows 8, but they do want you to move off of XP. And Brewster PC Solutions wants you to do the same thing. And if you need help moving from XP to 7, please call our office. For those staying on Windows XP, there's a couple security suggestions. I say they're suggestions because I don't want to say this is going to secure your computer, because it's not. It's still a security breach and waiting to happen. But 7 security suggestions that if you have to stay with XP, get the latest versions. Make sure you have the final version of XP with all of the security updates and all of the updates to SP, I believe it's 2. And then you want to update your antivirus software. You want to make sure you have a really good antivirus software that you pay for. I said this again and again and again. You don't want the free antivirus. You want something that you pay for that's a full antivirus, that has antivirus, anti-malware, a firewall, and internet security, so that it's locked down solid. You want to make sure your browser is up to date. Internet Explorer 11 has some new security features that are supposed to secure it even more. So you want to make sure that your operating system is secure as possible. You want to make sure that your antivirus is making sure there's no viruses on there, but you also want to make sure that Internet Explorer or Firefox all are the latest version. You want to be extra careful with your email. This is how viruses get into your computer. You don't want to open attachments, PDFs or Word files, attached programs. If there's an attached program, there's no way that you want to open that, especially with an XP machine. And even for people most of the hackers, what they'll do is they'll hack into somebody else's computer and hack into their contact list and send mass emails to everybody on their contact list. So it looks like it's from your cousin Joe, but it's not. It's a hack that someone's hacked into that operating system, and they've gotten the contact list and sent it mass email. So you even want to be careful of stuff that you get from somebody else. And the same goes for Facebook. It's fine to read updates, but you're at risk if you click on any link. I'm saying any link, even if it's YouTube, happy birthday YouTube, but any link is a security problem from YouTube to I hate those e-cards, because every time I get an e-card, I never click on them, because every e-card I've ever gotten has some sort of virus or goes to the wrong spot that you need to be careful of. You also want to be extra careful with USB sticks, CDs, and DVDs. Anything foreign coming into your computer. USB sticks are notorious for having viruses on them, because you get it from one computer, you go to another that's got it, and you get a virus on that computer, it gets onto those USB sticks. And for ultimate safety, disconnect from the internet. A lot of people will laugh at that, but it's actually a workable idea for people who are using their XP computers for dedicated functions like cash registers. If it doesn't need to be connected to the world, disconnect it. Don't email, don't do anything. Use your smartphone or your tablet to do your email, and use that dedicated computer to work with the internet. And just a final note on Microsoft, all things end. Microsoft has a public document stating when it will stop supporting various versions of Windows. Today may be the end of XP, but its newer products have termination dates too. If you're on Windows Vista, hopefully not, because that was notoriously the worst operating system that Windows ever put out. You have until April 11th of 2017. Windows 7 users will be abandoned on January 14th, 2020. And the clock is even ticking on our new Windows 8.1. Microsoft is planning to end support for today's operating system on January 10th, 2023. So even those are going to be unsupported at some point. We're still using Windows 7 on our clients and suggesting Windows 7 for our clients, because Windows 8 really still it's great on tablets, but on desktops and most laptops without touch, it's really not viable. It's not workable. Please call the office if you have any questions on anything about operating systems. And finally, a little bit about the Heartbleed bug. Heartbleed bug isn't a virus, but more of a security error. It's basically it's causing an anxiety for people and businesses. Now it appears the computer bug is affecting not just websites, but also networking equipment, including routers, switches, and firewalls. The extent of damage caused by Heartbleed is unknown. The security hole exists on a vast number of internet web servers and went undetected for more than 2 years. This baby's been around for 2 years. Although it's conceivable that the flaw was never discovered by hackers, it's difficult to tell. So basically what this is how the websites secure their data. And a lot of the data, a lot of websites out there, 2 years ago when this hole was found, they updated their data to a secure layer. It's called an SSL, but it's a secure SOC layer, which is an added part of security for a website online. And a lot of companies didn't put that SSL in so that it's still open. And recently there's been a lot of press on this, so people are more aware of it, but it has been around for a long time. 2 years it's been around. So it's, you know, it's kind of hard to say, well, you haven't been hacked yet, then you won't be. Now that it's more in the news, more hackers are going to know about it, more hackers are going to try to use that security breach. There isn't much that people can do to protect themselves completely until the affected websites implement the fix. And in the case of networking equipment, it could be a while before we find out the extent of that. What can you do? First thing you can do is you can check your website. If there's a website that you should go to, either a banking website or Amazon or any of those websites, there's a couple of websites that I'll put up on the screen, but the first one is https://fileippo.io/heartbleed. And the second one is https://www.sslabs.com/SSL-test. Both of those, what you can do is you can put your website that you want to find, whether it is secure or not, into that, and it'll go through and tell you. The first one will just basically tell you whether it's secure or not. The second one will give you all kinds of security breaches, or whether it's secure, whether the SSL is good, whether the dropback is good, a whole bunch of information. So that's the first thing you can do, is you can go to those websites and put in the website that you use. What that will do is let you know whether it's secure or not. If it is secure, you should change your password, because you don't know when they made it secure, because it's been open for 2 years. So if they didn't make it secure 2 years ago, then that password could have been breached. And hackers are notorious for keeping those passwords until everybody relaxes and thinks that it's okay. Just a word on passwords. A couple things that you have to do, not may, have to do. You need, when you make a password, you need to have at least one cap and one number or a unique character, like an @ a hashtag, or a $sign. You need to make it at least 8 characters long, and don't use the same password for everything. I had a client the other day who her bank account got hacked because she used the same password for her Facebook as her bank account, as everything. So what the hackers did is they hacked into their Facebook account, got their Facebook password, went over to the bank and said, oh, must be the same one, let's try. Yep, it was. So you want to be careful about that. Don't use your name or your street name or your dog's name. It's so easy to find out. If you use your first name with a 1, that's the first thing they're going to try. Find something that's unique and not easy to figure out. You want that extra layer of security. You want them to be difficult to go and hack into your system. It's a simple way of having an extra layer of security. And in reality, you really should change all your passwords at least yearly. Because if someone hacks in and gets your password and you're not changing it across the board to something else, they're going to find it. They're going to find it, and they're going to just go through your entire financial system and take it. So be sure that you're changing your password and you're changing to something good. And if you put that the website into one of those websites to check for Heartbleed security breach, if it's not safe, go to the service provider and find out who's addressing this issue and how they're responding to it. There's contact us on Facebook, on Amazon. If enough people, enough clients contact a vendor or a web service and say, hey, I noticed that you're not secure yet, they've got to secure it. It's up to you to, find those people, to go and get them to change their security. It's just become apparent that this was a bug and a hole, and there's a lot of companies out there on the web. Some of them say, yeah, I don't have to worry about that. Well, if you're doing business with them, it's your responsibility to say, hey, I'm not going to do business with you if you're not secure. And we've got to make them get secure, because the more people that get secure, the more secure the internet's going to be. And remember, if you can get out, they can get in. That's what I tell every one of my clients when they start complaining about, well, how secure am I? The only way to secure something from the web is unplug from it. So you've got to make it as secure as possible by going through and getting a new operating system if that's what you need to do, getting new passwords if that's what you need to do, and being a little smart about where you are on the web. If you take all those things, you can be a little more secure. You're never going to be 150% secure on the web. You're going to be like 10% secure. So you really have to be responsible about that. If you're concerned about your security with Heartbleed or any other security issue, contact Brewster PC Solutions at 508-746-6423 or email me at wwb@bpcs.us. Brewster PC Solutions can help you plan a move from Windows XP to Windows 7 or 8. We can implement a plan where we go through and make sure all your software is going to work, all your hardware is going to work, and get you hardware, get you into a new operating system so you're safer. Because our main objective in life is to make sure that you're safe. That's what we're here for. So you have to move away from XP, and it's a hard fact. I know a lot of people out there, it's a money thing, or it's, don't feel that the new operating systems are going to be as stable. Windows 7 is a stable operating system. It's a much better operating system. They learned all their mistakes with the Windows Vista, and they're moving on. And Windows 7 has a much better, stabler operating system than Windows Vista. Don't be afraid of the whole fiasco of Windows Vista. So what you want to do is you want to contact us, and we can work you through the whole process of moving from XP to Windows 7. And make sure that you're secure. Please call the office if you have any questions about Heartbleed or any other security issues. There's a lot of new stuff out there. There's a new virus out there from Facebook that actually they text you from Facebook saying that so-and-so just got $1 million bond or grant, and that you too can get that grant if you just text us. And you text them and they say, okay, I just need you to email me all this information. Don't fall for it. If it's ever too good to be true, it is, especially on the internet with all of that stuff that goes around. So I hope you learned something today, and I hope that you have a way to plan about Windows XP, how to get off XP onto a new operating system. I hope that you're a little more secure with Heartbleed, and don't be afraid of technology. And if you need any help, please call the office. Brewster PC Solutions. I'm Wrestling Brewster. Have a great day, and we'll see you in your technology next time.